Alrighty then. I just seen this article. We all know the Pistons don't have any urgency to get a deal done before the February, I think seventh trade deadline. Um, no urgency. And historically the Pistons don't make splash. Detroit doesn't make splash moves. And I know a lot of people just can't get it through their head. You feel like, oh, they this close. They should do this. They should do. It's just and Tom Gores isn't cheap. Tom Gores isn't cheap. We don't historically make alpha moves outside of the wings and that Rashid deal. That's about it. Once we won, it's just what it is, man. So, but I want to talk about this. Why Pistons connection to Trey Murphy the third and Herb Jones could lead to a blockbuster trade. Now, uh, the weakness with the Pistons is outside shooting, and also they can upgrade at the four position. All right. Right now, Tobias Harris is shooting 33%. I believe it is. If my memory serves me correctly, he's shooting 33% from 3-point land. That's just subpar. I mean, I think he's great defensively for what we do. But for you to be shooting 33 in the third from 3-point land, to me, those numbers just don't cut it. You need to upgrade. So imagine if you can get somebody that shoot close to 40% from the forward position, but also can defend the ball, defend or upgrade defensively. I mean, like I said, I think there's moves that need to be made. Obviously, you don't want to knock off the chemistry of the team, but at the end of the day, sometimes need to be made. Even look at a guy like PJ Washington. Similar numbers, younger, right? He don't shoot the ball at the same clip, but you're gonna get somebody that's a little bit younger. But I just think the free throw percentage is super nasty there. So, but they need to shoot somebody to shoot the ball a little bit better. So the Pistons should go all in by swiping and shot the clutch points, Tobias Harris and picks for Trey Murphy third and Herb Jones from the Pelicans. Now, I agree. I agree. I think you got two guys that can shoot. There's one problem here. Um, there's a problem here. I think it's two problems here. Potentially, is one. But the Wilder and the Detroit Pistons are going through the cubicle every young championship team most hopeful must survive to reach the NBA Finals. After a years of rebuild, the franchise finally developed into legitimate cornerstone. Okay, Cunningham assembling promising young talent and cultivate a winning culture under JB Bickerstaff. However, they need a couple more upgrades to unseat Oklahoma City Thunder. Thankfully, Pistons, Terajan Langdon, Zion Williamson's woe be gone New Orleans Pelicans are quite literally approaching the point of no return with Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. Injuries and inconsistent play and lack of depth have plagued the Pelicans for years. And now you go out there and you see, what's that brother's name? B.I. balling in Toronto. He got there, he was a little injured. Maybe they was tanking and just like, hey, man, chill. He had the blood clots, but I'm happy for Brandon Ingram. You know what I'm saying? Because he one of the few Dookies I like. Him, Tatum, Grant Hill, Elton Brand. And that's about it. The rest of them whole ass niggas, man. But nonetheless, but hey, he said for the Pelicans, they're going to injury rebuild, not necessarily without the unnecessary ammunition. Multiple reports indicate the front office isn't willing to lower its sky-high auction price for Murphy, third, or Jones, either for Williamson alone, a two-time All-Star whose trade value has dipped due to health concerns. New Orleans might fetch a single first-round pick in the current market. That's hardly enough to kickstart any meaningful construction. Now, on the flip side of that, which I don't know if they're going to mention on this article, I don't think people understand, too, they traded their top pick next year, which can be the number one overall pick. They traded it to get Derek Queen, which, like I said, at the end of the day, Derek Queen's an animal. You can get that AJ. There's a couple great guys coming out next year, but they like Joe Dumars is over there, which I'm gonna get to that too. They like the AJ Dubanga guy. I can't pronounce the name, but I like his game too. People talking about T. I don't see T Mac. I see more like he may be a little bit more skillful Amari Stoudemire. But I don't see T Mac. I see more power like Stoudemire, young Antonio McDyess. I see more of that in him. You know what I'm saying? If anybody remember young Antonio McDyess, young McDyess was a problem, right? So the Pistons push all the chips in. New Orleans cannot afford another lost season, and holding on to depreciating assets serves no one's purpose. Paying for a basement thriller. Murphy the third and Jones are precisely the type of two-way scalable players every contender wants. The question is not whether they are worth the premium, but which team is uniquely positioned to pay. Detroit stays that team, and Joe Dumars has to squeeze the leverage opportunity for every drop. Pistons, they get Jose Alvarado. I like him as well too. Herb Jones, Murphy the third, Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Marcus Sasser, 4 first-round picks, and a 2027 position swap. Now, at the end of the day, I don't know about four. You know what I'm saying? For the like I said before, do you have some options to be able to upgrade that four position? Is the question. And I think PJ not shooting the ball, not shooting that ball well. It's about the same as Tobias. I think at some point he can just grow into being as good as a defender, if not already a good defender as Tobias. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen was going to fetch a similar. I feel like Lauri Markkanen is going to fetch a similar 4 picks and 4, but you're not going to get the Herb Jones that comes along with him. Also, you're able to get a Jose Alvarado. Just thinking, Michael Porter Jr., it probably won't cost you as much to get Michael Porter Jr., it won't cost you as much to be able to get him as well. So, yeah, it's interesting when you start chopping it up about it. You weigh your options because you can get Monk for a little bit of nothing. Not gonna say nothing, but Levine nothing, DeMar nothing. Maybe you can go out there and get Michael Porter Jr. It won't cost you half of this. And maybe you finesse it. Maybe you say, hey, I wanted Michael Porter Jr. Hey, what can I get for Herb Jones? You feel what I'm saying? But if you get Herb and that, and you got to understand too, the downside of it is Joe Dumars don't really mess with Tom Gores. That's the downside of it. They don't see eye to eye, so he got to tax you. But honestly, I think it's a good deal. Yeah, for 4 picks, you probably might as well throw Zion in there, right? But no, I'm joking. But yeah, I would do it. Herb Jones is shooting the ball at an amazing clip. Trey Murphy the third, he balling. Thing about it is he got the green light over there in Detroit. Well, he had a green light to score, like he's scoring this year. That's the $1 million question. His name is actually Kenneth Murphy the third, which is crazy. 22 points a game, 6.2 rebounds, 33.5 assists, 49.7% from the field, 90% from the free throw line, 38.5 points from the three. Right then and there, that probably gets you to the finals. That gets you to the finals, in my opinion, right there. The free throw percentage, the defense, and his ability to have 5 more percent, greater increase from shooting the three from Tobias Harris. Then you go out here, you probably want to look at the contract. He just signed the extension, it looked like, just from the naked look of it. So yeah, he's sitting right where Tobias sitting at. 3 more years, you got him. So then you go to Herb Jones. I like Herb, shoot the ball well, defend well. He ain't shooting it well this year though. 33.3%. Jesus Christ. But in the past, he shot it at 41% in 2023. But the last 2 years he ain't been shooting it that well. So I don't know, but he can defend. So he ain't shooting it that well. But hey, man, I believe in him. But he ain't shooting it that well. But I'm still willing to pull that trigger on that one more than Markkanen. But if you get Markkanen and Michael Porter for less, it is what it is, man. But Jose Alvarado liked him, feisty dude, willing to mix it up. He makes a good Detroit Piston too. So, at the end of the day, the Pistons probably not going to make a move, and they got a trade exception. Be like the thousands trade exception they have never used. They just refuse to use. So, not really surprised or shocked by it, but yeah, it's interesting. But you got 2 expiring contracts, Tobias and Ivy. You got to upgrade Tobias, because you got to upgrade Tobias. I just feel like that has to happen. Defense got to be at a premium. Shooting got to be at a premium. But yeah, we've seen. They can make some deals in there. It's a lot of teams that might be selling at the trade deadline. I mean, but we'll see, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Trey Pistons Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. It's the first link in the description. You can find me everywhere from IG, Facebook, Kick, everywhere. Appreciate the love, support. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos like this. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.